Hi, everyone. How many of you got 8 hours of sleep last night? 7, 6, 5, 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. Who did a banger last night? Who was out all night? Yeah, thank you for your honesty. Okay, that's great. So my case with you guys is that the last halving of Bitcoin is 2140, is that not? Wouldn't it be cool if we were all around for that? My message to you is that we may be the first generation who won't die. That has been a ridiculous statement from when time began, and this is the first time that it's ever been possible. You can see my slides? No? Yes? Oh, there we go, okay, great. Okay, so what I've been doing over the past couple of years is I've been trying to take a qualitative idea of health and make it into a global competitive sport. Give something numbers, status, and ranking, and humans love to play that game. I've tried to be the world's first rejuvenation athlete. So you see here, I have the world's best comprehensive biomarkers. I've posted 60 of the most predictive markers for longevity. And I do so in a way to invite others to try to replicate and beat my scores. But it's also a point to try to say, you can, in fact, quantify health. That we are transitioning from a mode of storytelling to a quantified framework. So one thing I've learned is that a unit of measurement is really helpful in longevity. Over the past couple of years, I've been measuring my speed of aging. So inside of each one of you is a clock that tells you how fast or how slow you're aging. If you're aging at a 1, that means 1 year of time passes, and you have 1 year of what you age 1 year. If you are 1.2, you're aging faster than time is passing, and if you're less than, you're slower than time is passing. So, consistent with trying to make this a global sport, I created the Rejuvenation Olympics, where people all around the world are competing to see who has the lowest speed of aging score. I'm currently #1 in the world, 0.54 for my best 3 test score. This means that for every year that passes, I age roughly 6 months. So you can, in fact, meaningfully slow down your speed of aging through various things I'm going to talk to you about today. So you probably hear a lot of things about health. It probably seems all very confusing, and people disagree with everyone about everything. So what do you do? I'm going to help you understand there's one marker in particular that will help you achieve the majority of the health benefits, lowering your resting heart rate before bed, okay? So we're going to spend about 5 minutes on this. Everyone put your phones down, and let's focus on this, yeah? Okay. So my credentials in doing this is I scored 8 months of perfect sleep, okay? 100% sleep score for 8 months. I wanted to demonstrate you can, in fact, master the practice of sleep. And in doing this, I realized in all my health practices that the most important marker determining whether or not I was going to have restful sleep was my resting heart rate before bed. So tonight, when you go to bed, lay down on your pillow, take a few deep breaths. If you have a wearable, pull it up and see your heart rate in real time. If not, just take your pulse for 6 seconds and then multiply that by 10. Let's say your resting heart rate is 60 beats per minute at your baseline. Your goal over the next month is to lower your resting heart rate by 10% to 54, okay? And the way you're going to do this is these things right here. So one of the biggest things that I've seen is the timing of my final meal of the day is perhaps the greatest influencer of my resting heart rate. So my final meal of the day now is around noon. I go to bed at 8:30. You don't need to do that if you simply start with 4 hours before your bedtime. So if your bedtime is 10 p.m., finish eating your final meal of the day by 6 p.m. No snacks and no food after that. You'll notice that when you do that, your resting heart rate goes down because your body is almost finished digesting food, and it leaves metabolic capacity for your body to then sleep. You see here in these other things, alcohol, for example, increases your resting heart rate. Anxiety and stress and rumination, that's the biggest one. Okay, so If you master first, don't eat right before bed, 4 hours before. You want a wind down routine. So if you say again, your bedtime is 10 p.m., when 9 p.m. arrives, screens off, and you're in a wind down mode, calming your body and mind from the day's stress. So you know this from experience. When that moment of the day comes, you're stressed, you're tired, you're mad, you're anxious, you have all kinds of ambitious thoughts. That rumination will drive your heart rate up, which will lessen your sleep quality. Now, the reason why these things are so important is because when the resting heart rate is up, your sleep quality goes down. And when your sleep quality goes down, your mood goes down. Your want of bad foods goes up. So sleep triggers this cascade where you're not going to exercise, you're going to eat bad foods, you're going to put on weight, you're going to have mood imbalances. Sleep is the #1 best performance-enhancing drug in the world. Resting heart rate is the best predictor of your sleep quality. So to summarize health in one statement, if you lower your resting heart rate before bed, you will achieve the majority of the health benefits through all the other things you could do in life. Because it leads to high quality sleep, which then leads to more positive behavior. So I would encourage you, make that your single practice. It's also your accountability partner. So if before bed, you are looking at that pint of ice cream, or the bag of chips, or the candy, you realize that's going to drive up your heart rate and you're not going to do it. Okay, these are the things I would suggest. It is very counterintuitive in our culture today. I would suggest each one of you build your life around sleep. Okay? Again, this is what I've learned over 5 years of doing this, of having the best biomarkers of anybody in the world. Building your life around sleep is the best thing you can do to make more money in Bitcoin. You guys believe that? You will make more money in Bitcoin if you get sleep. And I know you don't believe, many of you don't believe that. You will. You will make better decisions. Your mood will be more stable. You will make better judgments. Okay? My nighttime erections are the length of the Titanic, the movie. Now, why would I share something like that? Because when I talk about sleep, the majority of you are like, yeah, whatever. Did you know if you don't get high quality sleep, you don't get nighttime boners? This is true for men and women. Did you know that nighttime erections, men and women, is one of the most important biomarkers for your health? It is psychological, cardiovascular, and your fitness. So as you age, this is again true for men and women, nighttime erections go down. It is a function of aging damage. So when I first started talking about this important marker, I had several friends, many of which are in Web3, were saying, Bryan, I have no nighttime erections. And I said, how is your sleep? I get 4 to 5 hours a night. That's what happens. When you don't get sleep, your body shuts down critical functions, including your sexual function. It also eliminates, you have NK cells in your body. These are cells that go out and survey for cancer. When you don't get high quality sleep, your body lowers searching for cancer by 73%. Your body stops looking for cancer. Okay? Also, when you get 4 hours of sleep a night, there's a response in your brain of an inflammatory protein that is equal to a traumatic brain injury. So I want to impress upon you that sleep is not just a productive thing that helps you make better decisions and have a stable mood. It also, if you don't get it, your body literally shuts down really important functions. So here, I'm just going to give you guys this. Pull out your phones, grab this QR code. This is what I eat on an ongoing basis. So the thing that distinguishes my endeavor is we have combed through the scientific evidence. We've used the philosophy to say every calorie has to fight for its life. Every single molecule that gets in my body. And we've said, what are the superfoods among superfoods? This is a great representation. So as you try to, so number 1 is lower your resting heart rate. 2 is have good nutrition and eat from this guide. This is probably the most evidence-based guide out there. Finally, I think we all know this, the most consequential thing happening in the world right now, of course, outside of Bitcoin, that's obvious. Second to Bitcoin is AI. AI is progressing at a speed that is unfathomable to our current minds. It is changing things beyond our ability to understand. As it does this, I want to put forward to you that as a species, we're going to be playing a new game. And whereas right now our games are primarily locked in on status, prestige, money, wealth, and power, the new game as a species is going to become how we stay alive individually and as a species. That's what Don't Die is. Don't Die is about individual health, but Don't Die really is trying to answer the fundamental question, what does a species do when you're giving birth to super intelligence? Don't die individually, don't kill each other, don't destroy the planet, align AI with Don't Die. That Don't Die is attempting to be the world's next major global ideology on par with democracy, capitalism, Christianity, Islam. It is meant to say, as a species, this is what we do. This moment can't be overstated in consequence. For centuries, for millennia before, you would say, death is inevitable, therefore, YOLO. I'm going to raise an army and conquer territories. I'm going to go to war. I'm going to be immortal in my professional accomplishments. I'm going to acquire wealth. I'm going to have children. This is the first moment in the history of the human race where somebody can say with a straight face, we may be the first generation who will not die. And that requires a fundamental revolution. Don't Die is the single thing that every human on this planet can agree to. Nobody wants to die right now. So in summary, I hope you guys are open to the idea that this moment is fundamentally different than any previous moment, that you practice these principles of Don't Die starting with your resting heart rate. You will be more successful, you will be happier, you will be a better family member, better partner, better at your work if you prioritize sleep. And that if you do this together, we can map out a path of our potential that I think is unfathomable in our current minds. Thank you, be well.